exercise and preventing attempts to use the internet for extremist purposes. Russia hosted the first stage of a border operation entitled Solidarity. Apart from that, Russia and Kazakhstan have organized 2 international anti-drugs operations entitled Web. And of course, I cannot help but mention that this whole year has been marked by celebrations of the 75th anniversary since the end of the Second World War. All the SCO member countries have paid special attention to holding commemorative events to mark this occasion. It is symbolic that the Russian armed forces were joined by military units from the SCO countries during the victory parade in Red Square in Moscow. And today, after this meeting, we are going to adopt a statement which states that we deeply respect the memory of the Great War. We will highlight the heroism of our nations who suffered greatly and irrecoverably to save the world from Nazism. This is not just a tribute to those who fought against the enemy. It is also an important message to the whole international community, speaking about the unity of our nations and their willingness to work together to fight for peace and security. Colleagues, it is evident to everyone the situation in the global security and regional security is very complex because terrorism, international terrorism and drug trafficking still pose a significant threat. We see an upsurge in cybercrime and the strategic stability system continues to deteriorate. Regrettably, regional conflicts. Fierce regional conflicts are still persistent. Apart from that, we see new sources of tensions emerging, in particular in the external borders of the SCO and in adjacent regions. That is why one of the SCO key areas is facilitating a peaceful political and diplomatic settlement of crises, as well as neutralizing the threats emanating from hotspots. We are still particularly concerned about the state of affairs in Afghanistan. The SCO is doing a lot to help our Afghan friends to achieve national reconciliation, to build lasting, durable peace. We've set up an SCO Afghanistan contact group, which has drafted and endorsed a roadmap for further actions our organization will take in Afghanistan. All of this seeks to assist Afghanistan in building a stable and safe state free of terrorism, drug, crime, and living peacefully with its neighbors. Over the recent years, with the SCO support, Russia has organized a whole series of meetings attended by all Afghan political forces without exception. We intend to further comprehensively facilitate national reconciliation in Afghanistan and to use the opportunities presented by the Moscow framework of consultation that also includes Afghanistan's neighbors, some of them our SCO members, and of course the US is also there. We still see instability persisting in the Middle East and in North Africa, armed confrontation in Libya and in Yemen, the pockets controlled by armed gangs in Syria that are still persisting there, all of this. These are sources of terrorist threat, drugs and arms. And of course, there is another issue that merits particular attention. That is the transfer of fighters outside this region. This only exacerbates conflict even further.